Alrighty, and welcome to Genuine Trading's weekly video recap. This is for the week ending August 24th, although I am doing this Saturday the 25th. Pretty interesting week if you look at the beginning of the week starting here on Monday. We pulled back a little bit and kind of closed right near the highs of the day for Monday. And then Tuesday we had something very similar to what happened on May 1st. You had that blow off top, blowing off the top of this range where the yellow was, but then hitting the top of this range where this blue line is, which I'm going to expand a little bit more, and then turning around and pulling back and closing negative. This is going to be very similar to an article that I had done on rantfinance.com. If you ever go to Rant Finance, I've done some articles for them. I did one called That Fateful Day, and it was all about what happened on May 1st. It was also a Tuesday where the market opened up, broke out of an area, and then closed. And although that day it closed up for the day, it still closed way off the highs, and we began a very serious downturn. And we went from roughly around 1405, 1406, and went down as low as 1265. So we had roughly 45, 46 points, or 460 points in the S&P. Not 465. Was it 45 points? Yeah, roughly from 1265. No, about 100 and something points on the S&P 500. So I think we had something very similar. And the way I've drawn some of the lines, you see this yellow line was drawing this trend line that we were in. In fact, I'm going to get rid of some of these lines here and then just remove them. Come on, there we go. So when you see something like this line here, I'm going to make yellow, and you'll be able to see what kind of channel that I'm talking about that we were in from side to side here. So come on, there we go. But as we topped up of here, I think we're also going to turn around and come into this channel and come back down to the 1360, 1365 area on the S&P. Around roughly 45 points worth of downside is what I'm looking at here. Not really a heavy correction. But during the course of the week, we took some profits. Here's our sheet for things that were long, that were short. Here's the current positions. We're down to only 8 positions in the market, 2 cover call positions, and 2 option positions. You're going to find that we closed out a lot of positions. I closed them out on Tuesday and Wednesday because I thought we were getting kind of high up here. So I closed out Cree and Star and Nokia, positions that I've been holding on to on Cree. I had just gotten in it, and I decided to get out right at 28.40. So I actually got out of it right in here. I lost roughly around 40 cents. I didn't mind because this is coming a little bit. Star Scientific, another one that actually had some decent profits. I got out roughly right around the 412 area. I was in it around 345. It's been hovering neutral. Nokia, I had held Nokia all the way down, and it just doubled from its lows of roughly around I think it doubled from a $1.65 and almost double from these lows. So when we got up to right around this 280 area here, I decided to get out. It looked like we were turning and ready to fall. I took a small loss there. I also got out of MCP and Soda, and you'll see Soda is one that I've been into for a while. Luckily, I got out of Soda right at 38.20, and as you can see, that's pulled back a little bit. I got out of the MCP, which I held on to a day too long because of the damn options that I was holding. It kept me in it an extra day. And I'm out of that, like right above 10. So when MCP got right back above 10, I said, you know what, let me get out. Now that's falling apart again. I got out of Joy with a nice gain. I still think that's going to go higher, but I got out of that at 57.80. It closed to 55.58. So a lot of what I got out of is pulling back. A lot of stocks are in what I call ascending wedges, which normally when they break out, they pull back pretty strong. So I'm a little bit cautious on the market right now. I do have a couple of covered call positions on LCC. I do think that oil and gas is going to pull in a little bit, so that's going to be okay for the airlines. Yellow is where the price was before I sold the 12 call, and this is our net break-even price now, is down to $10, and I believe it's, I'll tell you in a second, 10.35 is our net price now. So, and we're agreeing to sell at 12, so we'll probably make some money there. And on Nugget, which is the 3 times ETF on the gold miners, we've done very, very well on that one. Our net cost now on Nugget is now down to $8.30, and we're agreeing to sell it at 13. So we're going to book some really good profits if that gets called away, roughly 56%. So on Nugget, I'm really feeling very, very good about that position. I kind of think that gold and the gold miners have kind of hit a little bit of an impasse up here. They're running into some resistance, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a sideways or maybe just a small pullback over the next week or so as it digests, perhaps the printing press is turning on for Europe and even for the U.S. economies. And the only other thing I've got is we have some options on OCZ. I was lucky enough to get into the OCZ calls, the $5 calls at 55 cents. And you'll see that they're actually a lot higher right now. Take a look, OCZ. That's when the stock was just crossing 5. Right now it's at 567. So we'll see that the September 5 calls right now are bid 90 to 95. We're in them at 55 cents. They hit $1.10 already, so I'm really liking them. And then Dendron, I went out to November because I've gotten out of Dendron stock, and I figured let's hold some of the calls. And we're in the November 6 is there all the way out just in case something happens. Right now they're bid 52 to 55, and we are in them at 65, so we're down a little bit there. But any nice pop will be taken care of with Dendron. So one of the things I wanted to say here is very often when you've got a market that we've been going through this channel for a while now on the SPX, and a lot of it has had to do with what's going on in Europe. You're seeing this channel, and then we kind of broke to the top of that channel, been riding it. And I have to say the financials have been doing pretty decent. You see Goldman Sachs up near its high still. I think Morgan Stanley still has a ways to go. That's not near its highs. It's right around the 14 area or so. But if you look at it more on the daily basis, I think the financials have a lot more to go. I would say you could see the high teens here for Morgan Stanley. I think Citigroup is also starting to look good. You'll probably see that up at 40, so that has a good, I think, 33% gain ahead of it. JP Morgan, after that big loss from that big whale trader, that stock's been acting a lot better. And Bank of America, believe it or not, with the housing crisis seemingly not so much a crisis anymore, I think we break out of this area, run up to the 9.5s from 8, and eventually run up to the high 11s. And by the end of the year, I had predicted we would hit 12, maybe scaling that back a little bit to the top of this line. But, if we pull this out and say, okay, hang on a second, where is December? Here's December, 11 to 11.5 or so. I think we can get up there. So I'm liking the financials a little bit on the pullback. Oil and gas has had a nice move. We were very much into the leveraged crude. It's called the ultra crude. This one trades at like twice of a multiple. We were liking this around 27, dipped down around the 25, 24 area, then just ripped up to 34. Again, more of a ascending wedge, so we might see a little bit of a pullback there. So I'm liking that. Technology, it really depends upon, which technologies are you in. Are you in semiconductors? Are you in networking? Are you into the cell phones? Are you into RIM? Are you into Apple, into Google? So there's many different types of technology that's out there. I'm really not focusing on any particular one. We're just focusing a lot on some of the trading vehicles like WIN and LVS during the intraday. I think WIN has got a couple really nice gaps here to fill, but it's been kind of slow to do that. LVS has what I call a reverse head and shoulders pattern playing out on the 5-minute. So you don't see much here, but let me roll this out a little bit. And we had shoulder, head, shoulder, and didn't break above, it broke down. Not only did it break down, but it broke down out of this area. So now this is almost a moot point anymore. Let's take a look at A lot of other traders that really did well were the Green Mountain Coffee Roasters. You know, that's one that everyone was hating. It was down around 17, 18. Next thing you know, the earnings aren't so bad. And you've got this thing going from 17, 18, and it's going all the way up to 25, 26. Beautiful run. You know, as a trading vehicle, I actually let go of this around 21 because we were in it around 17 and change and wrote options against it. So we had a real nice pop on it. Same thing with FSLR. You know, people love to hate this stock. It was a $300 stock that fell all the way apart. It was hanging around here around 14 and change before earnings came out. Bought the stock, wrote some calls against it after it popped. And, you know, here we are out at 18, where our net was less than 14. Now look at it. At 18, attacks on another 25%, goes up even 30%. Now it's up to 24.75. Now it might be a little bit toppy up here. Like some of the biotech stocks, we saw how Arena had pulled back, hit a low, rallied, did a nice little curvy low, and it's been hitting higher lows and basing out at a higher level here. Liking that. I'm even starting to like the KCG, which is the Knight Capital Group. After it fell apart, they did do an offering that is a little bit dilutive, but I think with the position that they're in, given that the market is, you know, this company is really based upon the volume that they're running through the market making activities, I think this thing comes back at least to the 350 area, even up to 4. I put together like a little pattern for it where, you know, you're looking at 4.25 down to roughly the, you know, the 260 area. So you got 40 cents there, another $1.25, about a $1.75 range. You get back to the top of this range and you got yourself a nice 35% gain. So I kind of like it in here. I'm not really recommending it for a lot of others. I still also like Research in Motion. This is a descending wedge. Even though everyone loves to hate it, eventually these stocks, they become hated so much, eventually they turn around and the shorts get squeezed. A lot of intellectual property value there, not to mention all the patents, but you've also got their business side, the enterprise side. Rumors are that IBM is interested. Now that Samsung has lost their case to Apple, I wouldn't be surprised to see them come after something like a RIM to actually expand their offerings where they're not, you know, violating any of Apple's patents. I think it makes RIM a lot more valuable. That's probably why Nokia's also run pretty well too. But I like, you know, Arena. I like another one that I find very attractive, which is Spectrum Pharmaceuticals, symbol SPPI, to those who affectionately call it Mississippi or Sippy Cups or whatever you want to call it, Sippy. This is hanging around here around the high 11s, low 12s, with Fusilev and Zevalin, two of its major oncology products. Management has been known, how should we say this? On the street, supposedly management is not known as being the greatest, so it's probably a good takeover target to plug their drugs into another company's well-run company and saving the management that you would have with Sippy, getting rid of their management and saving that overlapping cost structure. So I think this is worth the high teens and low 20s over time. And then again, the OCZ and the STEC, SCEC, in the solid state drive manufacturers, as memory is going from the disk drive moving parts to the solid state drive. OCZ is very known as a very well-run company. STEC management is not really too well known as being good management. So STEC is more of a takeout because management isn't so good, and OCZ is probably good because they have a little bit better product, a little bit more on the personal side of the SSD revolution. So having said that, I like some of the Sohu has actually gotten a good write-up by Citron Research, who normally likes to write, you know, bad articles or bearish articles. They're liking Sohu. They think that Sohu is worth, you know, at least $75 a share or more. If you go to citronresearch.com, you'll see an actual positive article there. I'm kind of liking Citron as well. If you look at the daily, this has really come down a lot. And now you've got what looks to be, could be like a reverse head and shoulder. You see a nice break above this 48 area, and I think you're going into the 60s with this. So I like this down in the low 40s. Ren is another decent one to play with. They say Ren is a takeover candidate, the Facebook of Asia, so to speak. Companies like Baidu or Sina, in order to become more competitive, they say, are rumored to be looking at companies like Ren. Under 4, I really like this. I went long this at 4. This is run in the past on takeover speculation up into the 6-7 range, so I think you got at least 50% on the upside. Still liking Dendreon. I think it makes a good fit also with Celgene has been the rumor. You got a couple nice little gap fills that I think are apt to be filled. The gaps are apt to be filled. As Chris Walken would say, and we haven't had Chris along in a while, it's crazy for the stock to be 55 just a couple of years ago. Wow. And now you're $5. No one wants it. Got to scoop up some shares down here. So I'm scooping this up. I started at 7. So for full disclosure, bought some more at 760, and then at 6. So net cost is, I believe, 665 on Dendreon. How many are on? No, 765 and 6 and change. So net cost is 7 on Dendreon. So if you know me, you know that I never average down more than once or average up more than once. That keeps you out of like really averaging into a big loser if something really goes against you. So for right now, the ones that I really like, I also like Travelzoo. I think this company has the travel component, and it has a lot of the local couponing. It's broken out of a short-term, actually I call it a year almost, downtrend line, and now you're moving sideways. Any break above this blue line here, I think it takes you to at least the top of this level, which would be around the 2750 area. And then ultimately, if there is M&A activity, I think you're going to come up to the 31, 32, 33 area. So liking Tizu, liking SPPI, like Research Emotion, like OCZ, and it's okay to be long Arena, Dendreon, and even Walter Energy, because I'm liking some of the energies as they come in. Walter just ran from the low 30s, went down to roughly around 32 area, came right back up almost to 40, and yeah, the high 39s, and now we pull back in the middle. So I would say the 34, 35 area I think is decent for either Walter, also BTU, because if you're running a railroad company, this is a really good time to be buying some coal to be shipping on the railroads, because winter is going to be coming up, and I don't know how warm or how cold the winter will be, but we do use coal as a heating element here in the United States. So there was a rumor circulating, that's how I got the rumulating, a little while ago that Warren Buffett might be interested in BTU. Don't know if that's true or not, but this thing is pulled in a little bit as well. So I'm liking some of the coal names that are breaking out just barely, and I think they got some room to go on the upside. BTU, low to mid 20s to, I say, low to mid 30s by the end of the year. So one thing I want you to keep your eye on also is I keep updating the Genuine Trading site. If you'll notice, I finally put our mission up there. Our mission is very, very simple. I don't have these long-winded missions or vision statements. You know, I like to just keep it short and sweet. As you can see, our mission really is just to develop, discover, and offer the best trading products and services to our fans, our friends, and our family that basically help them make more money that's in a quicker or easier way than they could if you did it on your own or if you did it without us. And we, you know, I use the word genuine trading because we genuinely care about our customers. It's definitely evident if you deal with us and what we do. It's kind of easy to see that we're the ones that you want to turn to if you want the best, most straightforward, and honest trading and investment advice, period. That's it, just a couple paragraphs. I added under resources, I'm going to be adding some white papers, particularly one published by Mike Chalik. He's wrote a lot of white papers on automated systems. I put up a lot of the articles also from Futures Truth magazine that have been published. Most of them cover stories. We've got in the free stuff area right now. I've got two things in the free stuff. Number one is just the free 100 trades that you can get from Options House if you sign up with Options House with the link that we provide. Trading tools, I have my cover call spreadsheet calculator in the video. So if you do anything with the cover calls at all, this is a picture of what the spreadsheet looks like. And we also have links that if you want to see a 5-minute video, you would click here. If you want to own your own copy of the spreadsheet, you'll click here and you'll be taken to the spreadsheetshop.com, and you can download it. And you can also download the video. Just scroll down and there's the video there as well. So, we have a lot that we have here on our website for you. The different services. I'll be offering coaching one-on-one for those who are traders who want to be coached on how to become better traders. And we also work with investors on how to build portfolios of automated trading systems or just regular portfolios of stocks, both for the long-term, short-term, and IRA. Multimedia side, I've really changed up the videos a lot. So you've got our walking, talking YouTube videos with just Chris walking, talking to you, having some fun. I got Start Charting 101, where I put up our first video. It's around 40 minutes. And then we've got a weekly updates like this one I'll be adding as soon as we're done. So just go to the members area, sign up for the free member benefits. It's very, very simple. You just click on that link. It'll take you to the free member alert. You click there. It'll ask just for your email address, which is very simple. And then when you continue, it'll just ask for your first and last name. We're not going to sit there and ask for a ton of info. And we're not out to solicit you for a bunch of crap. We're just here to give you really good resources that are going to help make you a better trader or a better investor. So again, this is Mike Levin of Genuine Trading, along with Chris Walken, my alter ego. And we love just helping out, giving you some good tips, hopefully bringing you good investment advice. And if you ever have any questions or something where you want to question us directly, just go to the website. Under Home, you'll see Contact Us. Just click on Contact, and you can write in your comments. Just put your name like, hi, Fred Sanford, your email, and your comments. Hey, Mike, what do you think of, Lululemon stock? Or, Mike, I'm long, Salesforce.com, Simple CRM. What do you think? Should I get out of it? Should I write calls? Anything you want, send us some comments. We'll be happy to help you. All righty? All right, everyone, take care. Have a great weekend trading. Mike Levin and Chris Walken. We're out.